Chapter 15, Quantum Physics and Choice. Unbridgeability. Unbridgeability is about choices. Choice is a quantum leap syndrome. Be willing to let go to be one with self and God and move to goals. Nurture self when others are not willing to choose to go with you, they choose to stay. Mind, emotions, spirit, and body has 2 quantum leaps each. Quantum leaps. Right and wrong. Right. Conforming with or comfortable to justice, law. Continue from above. Not spurious, genuine. Just, sound, legal, proper. Toward, on the right, in a straight line. To restore to proper. Being in accordance with what is just good or proper. Conforming to facts or truth. Wrong. Not on conformity with fact or truth. Incorrect or erroneous. In a wrong course. Sometimes contrary to. An unjust or injurious act. To go astray or alter. Principles, practices, or conduct contrary to justice, goodness, equity, or law. Not right or proper according to a code, standard, or convention. God and self. God, the supreme or ultimate reality, the being perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness, who is worshipped as creator and ruler of the universe. A being or object believed to have more than natural attributes and powers and to require human worship, one controlling a particular aspect or part of reality. Self, the total, essential, particular being of a person, the entire person of an individual, the realization or embodiment of an abstraction, an individual's typical character or behavior, the union of elements, as body, emotions, thoughts, and sensations that constitute the individuality and identity of a person, of the same character throughout, of the same material. Many words beginning with self have been added to the dictionary. Life and death. Life, the property or quality that distinguishes living, to continue from above, a principle or force that is considered to underlie the distinctive quality of animate beings, the sequence of physical process of living, a specific phase of earthly existence, the form or pattern of something existing in reality. Death, the act of dying, termination of life, a permanent cessation of all vital functions, the cause or occasion of loss of life. These synthesis with sound, right, sight, wrong, touch, God, energy, self, smell, death, taste, life. Choice of the first 3 implies choice of the last 3 leaps. Resistance occurs when the associated quantum changes rest of set and is not bridgeable. When all quantum states become bridgeable, quantum leaps dissolve and awareness of unity occurs, the 7th sense, self and time. Quantum leaps also applied between the 3rd and 4th century firings as the details of the ways of dealing with the anomaly showing up in the 3rd sense fired to be able to continue with the transformative change process. The transformative change process keeps the senses from closing and keeps identity growing and progressing successfully. Know thyself, then heal thyself. Human beings are incredible, complicated beings. Each individual is created as a whole being with many different aspects. Since recorded history, people have studied the whole being in all of its different aspects. As time goes on, more and more is discovered about aspects of our being. New aspects are being discovered as time continues, as other human beings seek different aspects of the human beings. These are some of the aspects of our inner being that is known today. Much of these aspects have been known for quite some time, and perhaps new aspects will be discovered by other human beings as time goes on. Subjectivity, the effect of the observer on the observed. The dangerous consequences of living our lives when our inner selves are a mystery to us. Wholeness. Integrity, the condition of being whole or complete. To integrate is the process of making whole. Integrating exists because the structure and processes of natural systems are unified in ways that cause parts to work together in parallel similarity and correspondence, the natural true self. Human transformation theory, the way we develop models, programs, and worldviews. Integrations, concepts, principles, and models work together. Facts. 1. Humans are natural. 2. Humans are systems. 3. The human system is composed of parts or elements. System. An entity or aggregation of elements or parts that form a complete whole or totality. The quantum leaps are a continuum. A continuum is a coherent whole characterized as a collection, sequence, or progression of values or elements varying by minute degrees. Good and bad stand at opposite ends of a continuum instead of describing the two halves of a line. William Schumacher. The set of real numbers include both the rationals and the irrationals. Broadly, a compact set which cannot be separated into two sets, neither of which contains a limit point of the other. It is continuous. There must needs be opposition in all things, and the quantum leaps are opposites. Right, wrong, God, self, life, death. Each of the abstract or conscious functions apply to each quantum, relating to its position on the holographic human map as well as the sense it is with. There can be no right without wrong, nor wrong without right. There can be no God without self, nor self with God. There is no life without death, or death without life. I have heard it said that in a sense, there is no right or wrong. There is no God or self. There is no life or death. Pick and choose for yourself, but don't let the interpretations of man lead you astray. It is also stated in scriptures that Lucifer will tell you 99 truths to get you to believe one lie. The three elements of being human: 1. Mind. 2. Emotions. 3. Body. Our mind makes us natural. Our emotions makes us systems. And our body makes us human, composed of parts or elements. Universal law or principle, similarity, and correspondence. Correspondence. Nature having parts or process at any level of the same shape or form resonate as one. Principle of correspondence. Similar parts change together. Example, 2 electrons, when one changed its spin, the other one changed also. Human systems. 3 basic functions. 1. Basis of identity or personality. 2. Communication and information processing functions. 3. Creation. Element of each system of the natural being. 1. Mind. 2. Emotion. 3. Body. Functions of each element of the natural being. 1. Identity. 2. Communication. 3. Creation. Higher level abstract functions, thinking for each of the senses. Unity, unifying aspects of naturally integrating systems. Unifying aspects of naturally integrated systems, the totality of related parts that is a complex whole. Unity principle, quality or state of being made one, continuity without deviation or change as in purpose of actions. Integrating systems, elements are interrelated and interdependent. Changing one element of an integrating system affects the rest of the system. Changing one part of a system changes all other. The human system is a whole system, so can unify parts that are very different. Correspondence, union of similar parts. Unity, union of parts that are dissimilar. Consciousness, personality field, the sum total of all the movements that represent our internal processings. Field, a realm of activity, region of space characterized by a physical property, like gravitational force, where every point of the region has a determinable effect or value. Human consciousness is a field. Mind field. Thinks, reasons, reflects, logical, objective, forms hierarchies, conscious center of identity, personality. Living systems are open systems. Open systems take in feedback, data, energy from the environment. Modalities, channels to receive the input from the environment. 7 senses, modalities of receiving and processing. Sound, sight, touch, energy, taste, smell, and time self. 1. Receives data, internal processing functions exchange and process information. Integration, to make whole, this works due to both unity and correspondence principles and the reality principle and the wholeness principle. Data processing sequence. 1. Reception. 2. Processing internally. 3. Storage as models and memories. 4. Transmission. Models and memories transmitted through language, behaviors, disease. Submodalities. Modalities divided into smaller chunks, more detailed breakdowns. Symbolizing through the modalities and or the submodalities. There is always a transition or crossover point. We have mentioned prior of a seventh sense, a sense of self and or sense of time. This seventh sense has the primary question, when? As with the other quantums, this sense also represents the other abstract and conscious. Subconscious functions already a part of this on the holographic human map. This seventh sense, as relating to the quantum leap, represents the great I am and the eternal now. This is the transition point the quantums take to leap, the crossover point from one side of the map to the opposite side. The quantum leap begins in the center, at the great I am and eternal now, goes from there to the upper left of the map, wrong, down to self, then to death. This process completes the left side of the body map, and the quantums continue at the transition or crossover point. The center of the map, the great I am, eternal now, from here to the quantum leap, continues to the upper right side of the holographic human map. Right, continuing down from here to the right center, God, and then down to life. From life, the quantum leaps continue to the center, the transition point, the crossover, when, the great I am, the eternal now. Mind, right and wrong. Emotion, God and self. Body, life and death. 2 quantum leaps each. Energy systems. Currents of invisible energy flows through the body to revitalize and regenerate cells and body systems. This system can be blocked by such things as anxiety, depression, anger, fears, and cravings. Personality, a pattern of collective character behaviors, temporal, emotional, and mental traits. Reference, modality, personality, firing order. Universal sequences of firing order from first sense fired. There is a specific pattern of sense fired. Reference senses, first and fourth. Decision senses, second and fifth. Motivator senses, third and sixth. Processing cycles, overall firing patterns. First 3 senses fired is external reference and processed. The way we process also the environment, external. Last 3 senses fired are internal references and processed. It is the senses we process self. S is the symbol in physics which stands for entropy. Entropy may be described and applied in numerous ways to numerous natural and man-made things in our lives. It is statistical disorder, energy, a measure of the unavailable energy which exists in a closed system that is also usually considered to be a measure of the system's disorder. That is, a property of the system's state, and that varies directly with any reversible change in the system. The degree of disorder or uncertainty of a system. This is a natural cycle of any system with the intent of continued growth and wholeness for the entire system. A natural process of degradation of the matter and energy in the universe to an ultimate state of inert uniformity, a process of degradation, a running down, or a trend to disorder. Any system must continue to grow. Even when success is achieved, the system has fulfilled its purpose, and purpose must continue, so growth is inevitable. Growth, by definition, is continual. Anomalies. These are events, conditions, processes that vary from the norm or original plan or forming phase of all things man-made or natural. These anomalies are unavailable energy, unskilled, originating from the beginning or forming phase, information that runs counter to the norm, beliefs of the system. They are defects already a part of the system from the beginning that are stopping the system from growing. Anomalies come to make missing parts of the whole system return. The degree of severity of the anomaly are indicative of the degree of disorder or uncertainty of the system from the beginning, which is capable of reversible change. Therefore, anomalies do not come without the possible and potential change in the system. The purpose or intent of anomalies themselves is to make the missing parts of the system whole again. Every functioning system is a whole system and must change and grow to remain a whole system. When anomalies appear, growth is again achieved by integrating differences and modifications into the original pattern or forming phase. Wholeness is the principal intent anomalies naturally work to achieve. Integrate exists because of structure, and processes of natural systems are unified in ways that cause parts to work together, in parallel through the laws of similarities and correspondence. Integrations of concepts, principles, and models working together. Elements are interrelating and interdependent without deviation or change, as in purpose of action, beginning, forming phase. Unity in physics is the unifying aspects of naturally integrating systems, with a quality or state of being multiple. Intent is the determination of the system, the inertia of the system from the beginning. Concept, something conceived in the mind, thoughts, and motion. Principles, fundamental law. Assumptions, laws or facts of nature and living the working of an artificial device. Axiom. Similarities, correspondence. Concepts, principles, models. Interrelated, interdependent without deviations or change of purpose of action.